Okay, I wasn't finished with what I was saying this morning. I had more to say, but Aaron was just rambunctious and happy to be alive this morning. So I worked with him for a little bit, uh, you know, mothering, housewifing without the husband type shit. Okay, so, okay. Damn it. So now I've lost all my thoughts. I should have wrote it down. That's the type of shit that I'll be talking about, or record it or something. But anyways, okay, let's see. So I'm also supposed to speak on what passive aggressive looks like. Look, I broke a nail, bro. What passive aggressive looks like, because some people might not know, and passive aggressive can literally drive you crazy. Natania's dad was king of passive aggressive. Okay, Jeremiah's dad, very aggressive. Aaron's dad, very like just they gonna let you know that they can't fucking stand you. Natania's dad, a lot different. Okay, everything is passive. So I'll give you some examples. All right, my father, very passive aggressive. So let's show you what that looks like. Somebody is going through this and you don't even realize it. You think it's you, because a lot of the times I would be like, oh. They can call you a liar without saying you're a liar, without saying the word. So when you say, okay, shut the fuck up, bitch, now you look like the bad guy and you gotta be like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, right? The times I do that all the time. All right, you know, you know, that was one. Or speak on themselves, but they really mean you. So I've already shown you that example. Or like, hey, I don't know that person over there. Would you mind asking them? But you do. Would you mind asking them if they could help me? Sure, I'll ask. And then that person comes around and they don't ask, and then you're like, why didn't you ask? Well, I thought you were gonna ask, but we didn't. We already discussed that you were gonna ask. And then they run and tell everybody that you don't really want help. You're being avoidant. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to think of other ways this manifests. Oh, all right. We'll use old girl as an example. Um, when when I initially watched her children, I didn't ask for any payment because I didn't think it was going to be that long. It ended up being like 2 months, but I thought it was going to be like a couple weeks. Um, and she did eventually give me some money for that. All right, that was nice of her. Thanks. Feeling guilt, but later on when she actually needed me again, um, and we made the agreement, we didn't actually make an agreement on how much I would be paid, just that I would be paid. Okay. Um, it did not always come at a decent time. Like at one point I went 2 months without her paying me, and I didn't say anything because I never really did anything for anything. I was living in transition. Even now, I've gone almost 2 years now without having to pay any rent. Okay, I'm not trying to make it a flex because I'm living off the government, but when these things happen, you're supposed to pay it forward. So I'm not about to like. I have no rent. My rent was $2. What? And at the time that I was watching her children, it was $0. So what do I look like asking for money? My sonny son. What do I look like asking, for money that I don't need? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I need it, but I don't. Because especially back when I was living in transitional, I had way more toiletries. As you saw my toiletries. I had plenty toiletries. I had a stock. I had stock because when I was living in homeless shelters and stuff like that, they give you tons of toiletries, right? So for a while, I was living off of that. I didn't really need anything. So what is the point of bothering someone? They know they owe you money, right? But that's what makes it passive, is because she knows she owes me money as well, and it took her like 2 months to give me money, right? And so then when it comes to be my birthday, listen, When it comes to be my birthday, a couple weeks before my birthday, she mentioned that she owed me money for watching her kids. She did not give me that money until my birthday and made it like it was a birthday present. And I cried about it, and I immediately recognized it because my parents used to do shit like that to me. Okay, they owe me money for something and they give it to me on my birthday, and as if it's like a gift. I already worked for it. I worked for it already. You didn't give me anything. I mean, she gave me the Nike slides I wear. She gave me that, so that was my birthday gift. But I'm certain that somewhere someone thinks that this girl gave me a birthday present of $200 when actually I had already worked for it. That's passive aggressive behavior. Someone somewhere needs to hear this, because this is the type of shit that they be doing. All right. And so then everybody's looking around like, oh, what a good friend. Oh my God, you gave her $200 for her birthday. What kind of an ungrateful friend are you? Right? That's how that shit happens, right? So then there's other things like when I finally decided I didn't really want to watch her children a lot, because I had given her lots of advice about how to handle her children's behavior. She wasn't working on it. Okay. And it started to frustrate me because that all that leaks onto my child. All of that, Aaron went through a phase where he was having low self-esteem as a result of dealing with her child. I kind of want to separate. Okay. But she would find ways to get me to watch her children and be like, oh, I'm sorry. You know that I really don't. Oh, sorry about that. And I could, again, this type of stuff happened to me all my life, so I already recognized what she was doing. My cousin used to do that, right? And it's not like my cousin never watched my son or my daughter for me or anything like that. There's a distinct difference. Like one time, my cousin left the house knowing that her son had put poop all over the house, all over her house, in the hallway, in her other son's room, in her room. He had tracked it all around the house. She left knowing that shit had happened. All right. And then I'm cleaning it up. Oh, better you than me. I'm sorry that happened to you. That's passive aggressive. All right. Oh, sorry that you had to watch my kids so long. And she's doing whatever the fuck she's doing. I know, by the way, you tried to hide that guy from me. Your son told me about it. Passive aggressive. Finding ways to, be aggressive to you, knowing that it's harming you, and then trying to make you feel guilty, or like, when you get upset and you feel like you're being taken advantage of, oh, I'm so sorry, this went this way, and blah blah blah. Manipulation, right? So somebody out there needs to hear that. My father, I'll give you an example of my father. My father, remember, helping with my grandmother. There was a brief time where he was like, I'll give you $80 a week. $80 a week, ladies and gentlemen. $80 a week. Why didn't I go and work like with an agency? Because it's against the law when people are on Medicare to pay them to care for their children, for their family member. I bet you didn't know that. But I couldn't go like to a company, have my grandmother sign up for a home health aide, and then be her home health aide. In Ohio, they feel you should just be doing that anyway, right? So my father said he would pay me $80 a week. He only did it a couple times. And every time, he did not smile when he gave me the money. He did not, like he was very rude, and like he was upset that he had to give me this money, right? So he only gave me $160 in total. But these are the ways that if someone is being passive aggressive to you, or taking advantage of you, or being codependent. Okay. And so I was supposed to give you some more examples of what that looks like. Okay. Yeah. I learned that lesson like a long time ago. Oh, I'll give you another example, because she's been used for a lot of my videos. Okay, tell it to Sty. Sometimes I feel like I made the whole story up. She wasn't talking about herself. She was talking about me. Okay, and so then I come on there and I give my story. I've continuously and consistently over the last year transmuted that energy. Because I saw it. I saw it coming. I saw it. Okay. But now we're going to let go of this situation. But, you know, every single situation I go through is to teach another, help another. So that would be one of them. How do you deal with a passive aggressive person? How do you recognize a passive aggressive person? I'm going to even tell you. I'll even tell you what was said. And I was like, oh, wow, that's really what it is. I knew it. I knew it. Right? She was talking about her coworkers. And actually, I can go even further back than that because I've always known. I've told you that. I've always known. I've been paying attention and whatnot. You know, even like tarot messages and stuff like that were definitely warning against a particular individual. Spirit said don't do this, Spirit said don't do that, and I would still do it anyway because, you know, you're supposed to do what you're led to do. So I still did it anyway. But as I'm teaching and showing and doing all this stuff, okay, she has a placement that's very specific for her past life karma, and in her position, she's supposed to be kind to her coworkers. She's supposed to be kind to her children. Right? When I speak on my own, it's what I'm in retro. The universe is supposed to pay me in regards to business, finances, and illness and being healthy and stuff. That's I'm supposed to get that back this time, where she's supposed to pay forward this time, right? So I already knew that. I already saw that. All right. Her placement is very specific as a karmic energy. These are all things that I can see. I'm trying to teach her about herself, and I can see it. So I already know I'm on high alert because I can already see it in her chart. When we're sitting here and I'm teaching her about her chart and stuff like that, I can already see that you are a karmic energy to me based on your placements. And we did that like almost straight out the gate. So I've been new, right? Besides all the other fucking shit that was going on, I've been new. But the conversation that made me be like, okay, it's really is that now is time to exit, right? She was talking about her coworkers and how they weren't helping her or something along those lines. And it didn't come off like it came off like jealousy. It didn't come off. She's like, this is my truth. And no, I mean, yes, it is your truth, but what you're not understanding about your truth is that you're not being victimized. You're actually jealous. But seeing that that was what was going on with her coworkers, and she never really spoke on it that way before, and I was like, oh, got it. I didn't see that though. I mean, I already saw it. I already knew because I know what flies mean. You know what I'm saying? Like I already saw it, but when it was very clear to me even after a year, and it's been over a year actually because we met in June of last year, and I'm only just releasing her within the last 2 weeks, right? So that was it. We've known each other for over a year. Every single time that I've seen her, which in some cases was every day, sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Which I even said to her, because then she had issues with other friends, like, well, this friend doesn't, and I was like, well, what you're not realizing is that the relationship between you and I is codependent. What that person is doing is actually very normal, right? But spending a whole year and you still have that point of view in regards to your friend or your coworkers and your friend lets me know that you literally did not absorb anything I fucking said over the course of the year. That is a problem. Okay, because not a lot of people get to sit with me and learn like the actual not she's literally getting like the actual knowledge straight from the horse's mouth. Okay, you guys are watching on the internet. She got to sit right next to me and learn everything that I could teach her, and she learned nothing. Then she would sit and be like, well, I'm not as smart as you. I have to flattery. I think okay, so, and I'll also say that I have actually been passive aggressive using my channel. Okay, so at night, that reading, I mentioned her. without mentioning her. But she knew, at that time, she knew who I was talking about, because I don't have any. If I've been with you every day, who the fuck have I been with? You're the only person that I hang out with. You came on the scene talking about you don't have a support system. You're all by yourself. Okay, so you knew that you were literally the only person I hung out with the exception of the young lady that I was riding around and helping out. Okay, like it was just me sitting at the apartment, smoke cigarettes, go back in the house, hang out with Aaron. That's it. Ain't talking to my family. I tried to holler at old boy a couple times before he came through here, but even before that, I hadn't talked to him. I literally, it just came out of the blue, like, oh, I didn't know that was about to happen, but it happened, okay? That normal shit. So, I forgot what the point, oh, yeah, so I have been passive aggressive with her using my channel at night. I gotta watch my words. I said something about, somebody said, I thought it was 2.6 or 2.7, like off by a tenth, and like constantly questioning everything I say. I made a comment about that. It was her still. So I have used my channel to be a little bit passive aggressive, but not to like the extent that she was passive aggressive, okay? And you want to try to avoid being passive aggressive too. But ultimately, it's still not enough to claim that I was being disingenuous, okay? So yeah, that's somebody needs to see that. Somebody needs to hear that this is going on in somebody's reality, and pay attention to your solar plexus. All right, when people are doing stuff like that, you'll get that feeling in your stomach. You'll feel it. You're like, ugh. It'll almost make you feel sick to your stomach, or like somebody's tugging, pulling at you, right? They're trying to get you to feel guilt. It'll be in your it'll be between your sacral and your solar plexus. They're trying to make you feel guilty. They're trying to make you feel like you did something wrong. They're trying to another thing that she would constantly do too is like, this would be good. This would be, I can see you doing that. I can see you doing this. Like trying to get me to get a job. Despite me telling her why I didn't want one. And then also trying to get me to get a job at her place. That was the worst suggestion ever. Like, because me and you spend a lot of time together anyway, that would cause conflict. And then it came out that exact scenario when I tried to say I didn't want to work there. Somebody said I was an ego, and I'm trying to, the universe offers you stuff and you need to take it. And I didn't take it because it doesn't make any sense to go work with someone that you see all the time. That's very toxic. This and then when you hear, and I even said to her, I read my cards, I said, that's going to cause conflict. And then to find out what she was thinking about her own coworkers, that would have been terrible. Look at me, I'm very charming. I would have run over all her friends. She would have been very mad, and she was already mad. You know what I'm saying? So pay attention. Somebody is experiencing passive aggressive behavior. So I gave you some examples. If you recognize that, time to go. Y'all have a good day.